Hi there, this is Andrew speaking. Just to quickly go through the landscapes and buildings project for you. This is a really nice, straightforward project. Really good for the summer term, latter part of the summer term, because it gives you the opportunity to get the children outside onto the school field, hopefully, and in the fresh air and getting a bit of exercise and taking some pictures. So first of all, about that, obviously you check that, that there is a suitable outdoor space. There's going to be in most schools. A lot of schools have fairly big outdoor playgrounds or big outdoor fields and spaces, and I think it's important for you to set boundaries as to where you expect the children to go or where you expect them not to go. As a basic rule of thumb, you need to make sure that they are within your sight all the time, and that can be within your sight, 50 meters away. I think is fine for this project, particularly if you trust and know the children, which you will do by now. There's no climbing is important. They do have a bit of a tendency to want to sort of climb up trees and climbing frames and things. If you can discourage that, please, because we're not actually insured for any injuries that may occur from that. So they're not allowed to climb up on stuff, and keep them within sight, and just use sort of basic common sense. It's often quite good. I've actually done the whole of this project outdoors actually, and just done it around a picnic table or something like that, or you can have meat under a tree and almost sort of take the classroom outside if the weather is appropriate for this project. It's very straightforward. Week 1 and 2 are fairly self-explanatory. For the fun framed landscape photograph, I will send you some backing card and also some collaging materials over half term for you for the children to use to decorate that. So that's fairly straightforward. They can print that as an 8x6, and then in going between week 3 and week 4, it does say on week 3 and week 4 here somewhere. Here we go, to do a photo merge in Photoshop if possible. Now that's literally only if you have Photoshop on a laptop that you have with you, that you take to photography. With the time when I did this a couple of years ago, I had a version of Photoshop, and also a couple of the other group leaders did on their laptops, and we did a sort of quick lifetime photo merge. If you have that facility and you'd like to do it, do. If you don't, then please don't worry about it. It's absolutely fine. It's just an optional extra, really. This final piece that they're going to do is a panorama. They're going to have about 6 or so 8x6 photographs that they're going to stick in a long strip, basically, to make a sort of 180 degrees view. Again, I'll send you some card for that so that you can sort of back it in sheets of A4 card, and it sort of becomes a little bit more rigid. The most important thing for that is that they get the idea of how the photos sort of stitch together. So as they take their 6 photographs, there needs to be a little bit of overlap, and they need to remember sort of where they started and finished each picture from, if that makes sense. So it doesn't actually take long to do, but it's quite difficult for them to get it accurate, and you tend to find, if they are not doing it properly, that they miss bits out, or it doesn't overlap, and when you put the photographs together for the end in week 5, it doesn't sort of all make sense. So encouraging them to take time, encourage them to overlap pictures by a centimetre or so, so that they can put it together like a jigsaw puzzle, works really, really well for this. I think that's about it. It is really straightforward. It's very, very easy. It's just to get them used to looking at foreground, middle, brown backgrounds, lead-in lines, things like that. Framing can be really good. Use all those sorts of techniques and bits and pieces that might be appropriate depending on the sort of area that you're working in. I think the only other issue with this is that some school playgrounds are very sparse, but do try and encourage them to be framing things through trees or fences or play equipment. Encourage them to be down on the floor, lying down, using lines and shapes and textures on the floor, so that they're making essentially a fairly bland and sort of concrete landscape into something hopefully a little bit more interesting and inspiring. Okay, I hope that's useful. I'll pop this online today so you can get it, and I'll post stuff out to you over half term. Obviously, if there's any questions or anything on here is not clear, then just drop me a line and I'll get back to you. Okay, thanks ever so much. Bye.